We are going to be starting classical conversations in August with our 4-year-old son, and we are so excited. I believe that homeschooling is a lifestyle and not something that you do. We're building something with the magnet-tiles, as my son is doing right now, or we're outside walking in nature. So we're going to be unboxing this. I'm also going to show you some of the other curriculum that I'm going to be using this year. So let's get started. Shalom, shalom, friends. I am so excited to come to you because I'm going to do an unboxing of our first classical conversation box. We really are stepping into just a great community where we live. From the research that I've done, community really can make or break your classical conversation experience. And because we are already really close with a lot of them, I am excited to get started. And if you don't know anything about classical conversations, this is where they do 3 cycles of the same memorization work over and over, and then it's like building blocks. I'm really excited to unbox this. Now, because of the fact that we're joining when he is 4, I did hold off on buying a lot of the classical conversations, extra things that we may use down the line, but don't really need right now when he's 4. So we're going to be using a combination of classical conversation and some other things. Let's see what we got here. One of the things that I was told to get was the CDs so that you could play it in the car. And this has, the weekly memory work, the different subjects, and the timeline. Little kids, they can memorize a song and just sing it and sing it and sing it and sing it. And so that's the point of us getting in right now when he's young, is being able to get those songs. He may not understand exactly what he's saying, but when he's older, he'll add more information to it. And then we also got the science card, the biology and earth science. This really just give us some great things to kind of learn. And science and nature is not really my best subject. And so I wanted to make sure that we had the resources here. Now, there are timeline cards, there are composer cards, there are artist cards, different things like that. And I am sure that over the years, we will collect those. But I decided to start with the science cards for cycle 1 so that our kids can look at the pictures and I can really get more information as I'm learning while I'm homeschooling them. Okay, so the next thing I got was this Ancient World Echoes, and this is different stories for each of the weeks. They have like images, and this one's the hare and the tortoise. So these are like just different readings that we read every week, and it tells you which week to read it, and it corresponds with what we're doing. But I also use a plethora of library books that I kind of curate to that different topic. As young as he is starting out, we're just going to work on the memorization and not really make it super strict. We're going to be doing, 20 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 5 minutes there. I believe that homeschooling is a lifestyle and not something that you do. So I really like to incorporate our learning in everything that we do. So whether it's we're building something with the magnet-tiles, as my son is doing right now, or we're outside walking in nature, just kind of helping, being observant. They also had some books on sale that I wanted to read. This one, The 10 Ways to Destroy the Imagination of Your Child. I was at a retreat last year, and one of the speakers brought this book up. She recited some quotes from it, and I was intrigued. So I was really happy to see that they had it for cheaper than even on Amazon. So I ordered this one. I also ordered Amusing Ourselves to Death. In this culture of entertainment and video games and things like that, this is a hard topic. So I wanted to read this as well for my own edification. Are we going to show them what's the next one? The next thing is this map fold-out. I got the fold-out ones because I've read the reviews that the placemats were a little bit confusing. And so I wanted to make sure that I got the cycle 1 maps for this year. See, we got 2 of them. One for you and one for Ezra. Huh?
This one, that's it inside.
Yeah. Is that Africa?
Yeah, Africa.
That's right, Africa.
This one.
Yeah, see the map? We're going to be learning all about it, aren't we?
This one, time.
Yeah, that's...
Africa too.
Yeah, you got one and Sissy got one. Okay, and the final thing out of this whole box is the actual curriculum booklet. Now, these are separated by cycles. So this is 3 years worth of curriculum right here. So this is 3 years worth of the Foundations curriculum. So Foundations is the earlier years, and you really only need the one book for the whole time for Foundations. So I'll be really excited to kind of look through this and read through this. Foundation, I guess, goes all the way up to 12, and it kind of gives you an idea of what to do during the different times through the cycle. So for our first time through the cycle, they give you kind of an idea of things to do that are age appropriate. And I think that's what's the most important, is that age appropriate. They may not understand the memory work that they're doing, but eventually they will, and eventually they'll go deeper. Some already homeschool moms who have been seasoned, they have what's called CC Connect online, and people post different things that they've created that help them in their homeschool. There's fine arts, there's drawing, you do work on, looks like weeks 23 and 24, they're in orchestra. So here's the maps. Could I have just copied this and had them do it from a photocopy? Yes, absolutely. But sometimes it helps to have like the things that are already pre-done so that you don't have to worry about it. So I'm really excited to jump into homeschooling, and as you can see, I have everything ready between the Foundations guide, and that really is the memory work is the main thing that we're going to be focusing on, just singing the songs and learning and kind of dipping our toe into the classical conversations, all while focusing on education being more than just academics, but a lifestyle and habits, and really leaning into more of a Charlotte Mason philosophy, because she was educated classically, which is what classical conversation does, is educating classically. But she also then recognizes that we are educating a whole person, and we are meant to be seeing God in all of creation and all of everything that we look at. It's just God's handiwork. And so I'm going to be focusing more this year on kind of habits, teaching habits, getting us into a routine, creating this lifestyle around this homeschooling as opposed to just book work. And in order to do this, I wanted to make sure that we were kind of doing activities that helped build on the foundation memory work. And so this year for science, we're doing biology and earth science. And because of that, I actually already had this book. It's the We're Going on a Bear Hunt, an Adventure Field Guide that I had gotten a long while ago, and we never really had a chance to use it yet. But it has all the types of earth science, really getting fun activities. It's really colorful and exciting, and we love going on a bear hunt book. And so this really will help us just get outside, and we'll be able to tailor what we're learning from our foundation to the activity. So I'll be able to go in and choose specific activities that we do during the week. And these are just simple, going outside and looking. This one says, pick apart a flower to see if you can find the parts listed, just really just hands-on, not complicated, but just adding some activities on top of the memory work to really kind of help bolster that. Because Charlotte Mason and the classical education believes that we are educating the whole child, including spiritually, this year we started on the Foundations of Preschool by Homeschooling Torah. And as you know, I am Torah observant or Torah pursuant or whatever you want to call me. I love homeschooling Torah's curriculum for preschool. It has been really great to kind of ease into the things. And Classical Conversations actually has a book called Scribblers, which does basically the same type of thing, which is the activities that you can do during the week. It kind of goes a little bit more into hands-on things that you can do during the week. And because we already have the Foundations of Preschool from Homeschooling Torah, it gives us this learning time, Bible time, creative time, build time, outside time, rest time kind of thing, as well as a weekly Bible story to be reading and a weekly memory verse. I decided to just buy all the worksheets that they have already printed. Now, you don't really need to do any of the worksheets if you don't want to, but I think doing a handful of them is really important to just give your kids something else to do if they're bored, And here also is like building quiet time books with, for your child as activities. This is just learning the letters, so we'll be going through our phonics sound with the word sounds using these pages as well. Now, as you can see, there are a ton of pages, and it really just, I don't advocate for a ton of just worksheets. Sometimes we get in the mood of sitting down and really just kind of doing things together, and my son specifically really likes the cutting worksheets. He loves to be able to cut, and he is, at 4 years old, he can cut pretty well, not even really trying other than just working with these worksheets. I also have math manipulatives like the little cubes that we can count, and it come with cards, have where you can match and create patterns and things like that. But those are just fun activities that we are going to be doing, but not stressing about. So I think it's really important, especially as they're young, just not stressing about things. Like if we get it done, great. If we don't, no big deal. Now, because we're educating the whole person, this also means spiritually. And so again, from Homeschooling Torah, because Anna Elliott has some amazing stuff. When I was at the Torah Sisters Retreat, I just wanted to buy everything. I really had to contain myself. When we're reading the Torah portions, we read Torah portions every single week. And these are perfect for that because it has the Torah portion in here, and it has the Hebrew word and a place to practice. Now, I don't think this year we're going to be practicing writing the Hebrew because my son's not really writing yet, so we're not quite at that point. Scripture memory verse to work on, and a place for him to draw a picture on the Torah portion that we read, and reading out the New Testament verse that relates to it. My oldest is starting middle school. I can't believe he'll be in 6th grade this year. What his looks like is a little bit more in depth. Here is a place for the Torah portion title in the Hebrew, where you can write in the Hebrew. And it also gives you daily readings throughout the week. So we encourage Bible reading, and especially this year, we're going to be encouraging Bible reading every day as part of our routine. And so it gives them a place to check off every day. And it says, I'm thankful for, and it gives you a place I'm praying for. So it gives them a place to kind of reflect every day. And then at the end of the week, we'll be able to do the memory verse. And he can either draw or sketch or whatever he wants to do. And then also work on some cursive or print work on copying out the scripture. Copy work is so important to placing that scripture into your heart. And so it's really great. And then we have a what did we learn, which is narration, which is a great way to really solidify what they learned that week. But really, that's all we're going to be focusing on this year. Is we're going to focus on the letter sounds. We're going to focus on just basic math with counting, as well as whatever's in our memory work for foundations. And then we also have our Shabbat workbooks that we're going to be working throughout the year. So it may seem like a lot of books that we have, but it actually isn't that much when it comes to work-wise. It's just kind of all compiled in different places. So in order to help me along the way, planning and knowing where everything is, I did purchase this homeschool lesson planner minimalist notebook from SchoolNest. And I am excited because it is blank. It really gives you a lot of space to make it your own. And I think that's the main thing, is that it's completely blank. It's not on certain days. Now, Classical Conversations does go during the school set schedule, but it is a lot shorter. And so they do a 6-week on and 1 week off, more like a Sabbath rest in a way. And I love that. I was planning on doing that anyway, doing 6 weeks on, 1 week off. This is going to be perfect for that. I'm going to be able to plan. You can put all of your, so you put your days up here and you put your subjects down there, and you kind of list out everything you're going to work on that day. I feel like if we have a plan, we have a planner, we'll be able to keep up with it slightly, giving ourselves a lot of grace as we go. As I'm studying more on Charlotte Mason and the way that she has kind of conducted her days and things like that, I do want to use more of a Charlotte Mason schedule with tea time in the afternoon, and really just creating this rhythm of our home of habits as well as learning. Because ultimately, we're teaching to the whole person, and that includes habits, that includes scripture study, that includes teaching them about God and the way he works, and then also includes academics. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I think that when you think of education, especially if you're coming out of a public school mindset, it's hard to think of homeschool as anything but, oh, well, you sit for 8 hours a day, how boring. In reality, it really is just living your life and educating along the way. And I love that. So I hope that this was helpful for you if you're interested in homeschooling and looking at what other people are doing. I will put links below so that you can get more information. So shalom, shalom, friends. Bye.